Alright everyone, and welcome back to our MotoGP 15 career. In the previous episode it was the San Marino and Rimini's Coast Grand Prix at Mazzano. We didn't do greatly there, we only finished I think 13th or 14th. There's a low points finish for us there and not what we wanted at all. So now we're heading to Aragon for the third time this season in Spain. And yeah, see if we can do any better this time around then. Should do. It's a track that I have enjoyed in the past on previous games. It's a Tilka track, I believe, but I think it's the only one, well, this and Sepang I think are the only ones that are used for MotoGP that are from Tilka. Maybe wrong about that. Maybe another one. And yeah, here we are then. You'll notice the sounds are a little bit different, I'll explain that in a minute, but we're now going to go to qualifying.
Hello, we're joining you live from Aragon. The engines are starting to rumble and the riders are getting ready, because qualifying starts in a few moments' time. After all that rain that was falling earlier on, the weather has finally cleared up, but the track is still very wet. So it looks like the riders will have to go with the rain tyres, at least for the first part of the session.
So yeah, you may be wondering why the settings are on standard for the Pro Physics. Well, it's what they were obviously Pro Physics, they were on standard. It's because I was actually playing this with my cousin the other day, and I actually got to change the settings back because he was playing with it on the easier difficulty. And yeah, I forgot to change it back, and then it took me a while to actually correct it again because this game is really frustrating. Like, you can't go back to the motorhome afterwards. So I had to literally go back onto a quick race, change the settings on there, then quit the race and come back onto this to make it right again. This game's kind of frustrating in that sense. But yeah, you saw a little crash montage there because I do not like this track in the wet, as it seems, as we only went 25th at that time there. Then I actually saved it a little bit because I crashed a few more times, so I saved it until near the end of the session, where the track was drier, but I couldn't change to dry tyres because of milestone. And yeah, we improved to 31st there then, so you know, we're moving on up in the world. And yeah, cross line then the next time around to go 24th then with that time, then still 3 seconds off the pace though. And I did have time for one more lap, and then, oh yeah, into our favourite downhill right-hander, you know, already crashed it like 3 times, and then, yeah, another one. So, yeah, Danny Kent took pole then from Miguel Oliveira, and he once again got the most out of the KTM, which none of the other of us seemed to be able to do. And certainly not me, down in 26th in the end, then 2 more improvements after that. So we've got a long race ahead of us then, and yeah, we're now going to go back over to the race.
Hello from the Aragon circuit, and after the 2 events in Catalonia and Jerez, the series returns to Spain for the 14th race of the Moto3 World Championship. The skies over the track are clear enough at the moment, but the asphalt is still wet, and this will probably mean that the riders will race with rain tyres.
So there's the starting grid then, Danny Kent on pole, as we've seen so many times this season. And yeah, we're going to have a tough job to get amongst those guys today, and certainly to even get a decent points finish, I think, because yeah, we don't seem to be too great in these conditions at this track, and Aragon is quite a difficult one. I had enjoyed it on previous games, but I mean, yeah, it is a challenging one, and especially in these conditions, not much fun at all. I've run the grid now then, the lights are about to come on now then. And away we go then, in Aragon, and we do get a decent start then with the KTM, and we're getting alongside Guevara, I think that might be there alongside us, I'm not sure. As we get the inside then, see how many bikes we can get. Not many, it's quite a short run to turn 1 here. And we do get up to 23rd though, at least. We're going in between Ayo and Minho here then, and we do go in between the pair of them and zeroing up into 21st, and we're now looking at Ono, Edsel and Bagnaia, I think it is, ahead of us there, and we're going to look to the inside of that group now then, and at the inside we get then, can we take all 3 of them? Not quite, we're very close though, and we have taken Ono it seems, and yeah, sliding behind Edsel, then we're going to look to the inside again for this right-hander now then, slip at the inside then, and we may even now look at the Ferrari there as well, but not quite close enough to do it there, and actually getting the back end a little bit loose on that curb. Now into our favourite little right-hander here then, just a whole tarmac's worth of fun there, and yeah, luckily we didn't actually crash this time, and now we're on this left-hander which I can't stand either because I never seem to get the right line for it either, and yeah, just there's a few set of corners here that are just my complete nemesis this track, and this is just like rounds it up here, this another downhill braking zone here, because I always do what Marquez did in 2013. His Ferrari crashes there then, all by himself it looked like, as I was saying, I always do what Marquez did there when he accidentally wiped out Pedrosa completely in 2013. Just always outrate myself into that left-hander. But it was Ferrari there who got it all wrong, and he's crashed then, and that's another place game for us then. As we actually get a go around Guevara now then, so it was probably Jorge Martin I was getting confused with at the start then, because that's Guevara there that we just passed. But yeah, up into 16th place then, and the top 15 already got a bit of a gap then, 7 tenths of a second, but it looks like a lot more there, I have to say. As into the final corner we go then. Sort of a bit of a double apex final corner, I think it is. I don't know if they do count it as 2 corners, because there's sort of like a second apex here on the exit there that you sort of take. But yeah, we're going to be 16th there, it looks like, as we cross the line. Oliveira leading at the minute then, and yeah, we cross the line in 16th place then, unlocking a data pack there then, so hopefully that'll help us next time out. So we run wide in turn 1 there a little bit, and so we see Karel Hanneke set the fastest lap of the race on the first lap. And yeah, we're not really getting into a good rhythm here at the start then, as Guevara is already having a look back at us then for 16th, but hopefully we can maintain the place for now. But really we want to get amongst that group. There's about a group of 6 there, it looks like, then a little bit more of a gap, maybe 5 bikes, I'm not sure, can't really count on this little screen. It is 5 bikes actually, yeah. I think it's Rebel KTM that's leading it out in a minute then. So yeah, hopefully we can get amongst them, and then we'll be on for another decent haul of points then. I mean at this rate I still think we could top what we did in Misano, although that wouldn't be too difficult because we didn't really do as well as we'd have hoped there. I mean, it sort of all went wrong in the final few corners. We just got passed by about 4 or 5 bikes there, which was disappointing, as we head around this long left-hander, which I can't do. And yeah, losing quite a bit of time there. I think the middle, well, I'm not sure actually which sector it is. Sector 2 I think it is where we're losing all the time. But then I guess this is sector 3 here now then, isn't it? So I guess it is sectors sort of 2 and 3 that we're losing the most time. Although this little bit here then is like horrendously track extend there, god. Yeah, this little bit here I actually do find a little bit of time on the AI here out onto the back straight, which is really helpful because it does help me to get a good run here on them in the slipstream. And I've closed them up a little bit here then, and it does seem that there's quite a group battling up ahead of us then, so hopefully if that continues we can just latch onto the back of them. And it looks like they're going about 3 or 4 abreast, they're going into the final corner. Not sure who exactly is involved at this stage, but we've got Livio Loy just in front of us then, who we seem to be catching right up to now then, as out of the final corner we're going to come then, bouncing over the curb, and we do seem to have not made the most of that, I don't think, as Kent is back in front and set a no fastest lap then, as we brake for turn 1, and still 7 tenths of a second behind Livio Loy, so not really catching him as much as we want to at this stage then. Just a few of these corners we're not getting quite right, and it's really hurting our rhythm and not allowing us to catch up as quickly as we want, because you can see sort of in the distance that group is breaking up a little bit, so the more that group breaks up, the less likely it's going to be that we're going to take as well as many places that we'd hope really, because yeah, we'll just end up battling only a few bikes really rather than sort of 5 or 6. But we do seem to be a fair bit closer to Loy, I think, on this lap. Well, in fact, there we've closed right to him in that braking zone, but we're sort of heading into the bit of the track now then where we're at our slowest and where we're most likely to bin it basically. And yeah, Loy was actually quite slender actually, so we did gain a little bit of time, but I think it's just his left-hander, because I just can't get the line right for it at all. I don't get sort of like the best combination of like how much speed to carry and also the best line to take. I don't know, it just doesn't seem to come together for me. But we do seem to be a lot close here then, so yeah, not much chance of us outbreaking him into this corner, because I really dislike that corner there. But if we can get a good run through these few corners here, we should have a good run onto the straight and be slightly about a little bit on the curb there. Nearly had a repeat of the crash we had in qualifying. And if we do get a good run out of these final 2 corners, then we should, these 2 corners I should say, then we should have a good run out of there. It looks like that is what's going to happen here then. We're in a slipstream with Livio Loy, and yeah, he does seem to drop back though from this group, which is a little bit unfortunate because we are going to have to do a bit of work now to catch them up. But yeah, so much more speed than whatever bike he's on. Not sure what he does ride actually, but we seem to just blast past him down the straight. I mean, obviously the slipstream was helping us, but yeah, certainly looked like our bike had a lot more grunt down the straight there then. And yeah, we actually got a very good run out of the final corner there, and we're right on to, well, not that far behind McPhee and Locatelli, I think it is, battling there in front of us. But Livio Loy is looking back up our inside, and into turn 1 we just about outbrake him, and we maintain 15th place for now then. So yeah, into the points then, and honestly having started 26th and in conditions that we really seem to be struggling in, that wouldn't be the end of the world, I don't think. I mean, our target is sort of 15th at each round, although that was set when our bike was much worse than it is now, so obviously we'd be hoping for a bit better, but obviously we're not really in a championship fight. I mean, we are looking to get a few positions higher than we are, because I think we're sort of in range of, might be Bastianini who's in 10th place at the minute and we're in 11th, and we're certainly within striking range of him, I think. But yeah, other than that, we're not in like a massive championship battle. I mean, obviously the constructors has, and never mind, we've crashed there then, so we'll use our one flashback now then. As I was saying, the constructors battle doesn't seem to really be going anywhere, because Honda just sort of running away from it then, running away with it I should say. But yeah, KTM just don't seem to have quite the pace. I mean, Oliveira is pretty much just carrying the sort of the KTM bikes at this stage. I mean, we did get that one win though, can't forget, in Indianapolis on our first ride on this bike, but since then we haven't really found the results that we've sort of been hoping for. I mean, apart from the podium in Silverstone, which was I think pretty good. I mean, we got pole there as well, so we did have good pace all weekend, but then sort of in the race we got caught up in a few incidents near the start, and that sort of allowed Vasquez to get away at the front, and yeah, he just never looked back after that. And that was a little bit of a shame, a little bit of a missed opportunity there for us as well, but still a decent result there. And then Mazzano just all went wrong near the end, as we get a fantastic run out of that penultimate corner, I think it is, out on McPhee and Locatelli, and just right straight past them while they're battling. And yeah, up into 13th place, and we're just over a lap to go there for Romano Fenati, who's up in 12th place, having a good ride here today then. He's also on a KTM, but he's been struggling with it all season on that, well, with the Team Sky VR46. And yeah, Locatelli with a fantastic run out the final corner. He's going to be past us, it looks like, towards turn 1, but no, we're maintaining the inside line, and he was sort of pushing it, looked like, as McPhee is going to come round the outside then, and no, there's a little bit of contact and we both go down. The two Brits both on the floor at turn 1, and Loy goes through, so do the 3 or 4 others, and McPhee has dropped down to at least 20th. We're down to 19th, and that has cost both of us big time then. McPhee trying to go for the heroics and running outside. We were trying to defend the best we could on the inside, and obviously we were just going to meet in the middle. And yeah, we both dropped out of the points then, but we are right back on the back of this group now then, so we could still get 14th place here then, which would not be the end of the world, I don't think, considering the weekend we have had here. But we're going to have to get on with it then, because we've only got around about half a lap to go then. We've already passed Ertl there, we've got Mignot next in front of us, then Bagnaia, then we've got Ono and Loy after that. We're trying to get around the outside of Mignot there, that's never going to work for us though. But yeah, we are right with the nose still, and as long as we can sort of stay with them in that little section of corners where we do seem to be quicker than the AI, we should get the run onto the back straight, and then as long as we can maintain the position into the final corner, we should hopefully nick a point or two here, as we follow Mignot and Bagnaia as they're going side by side here then around this right hander, and sort of over the crest of the hill there. We run a little bit wide again. We're going to look to, well, to sit behind Mignot for now then, try and get the run out here onto the straight then, but no, we've dropped it again. Too eager to get on the power and sort of get it into the apex and get the run we wanted, and we've just blown it in that little instant there. Well, it was either going to be, I think, either 14th there or this 23rd, and yeah, if we'd just been a little bit more cautious on the brakes, we would not have blown that there. But considering the weekend we've had, I don't think it's much surprise that we did blow it there. But yeah, they're all crossing the line now then. We're not actually even that far behind, I don't think, the leaders, but it is unfortunately 23rd place then as we come across the line then. And yeah, not the weekend we were hoping for at all. And yeah, our rider shows it there as he sort of punches the bike a little bit, as Miguel Oliveira then takes the win, a dead heat with Danny Kent. And yeah, KTM first and third then, so wow, not the weekend we were hoping for at all then, as a Karl Haneke rounded out the podium then. Fenati a decent 12th for him then, so even he managed to get the KTM higher than normal. So yeah, overall not looking good for us then this weekend. Only 23rd then, 2 crashes in the race, well 3 unless you count the one that we got to rewind. Nicholas Iron and Carrasco both crashed out the race then. And Danny Kent now has a 51 point advantage then. So if he wins the next race and Quartararo doesn't score, then he will be world champion, I believe. Oliveira, I think Oliveira's result might have to come into that as well then, because he has 75 points. If he can get that advantage, then he'll be champion. We're still down in 11th place then, 10 behind Bastianini, so yeah, we still do have a chance of catching him then. And Honda with an 87 point advantage then, and I think they are very close now to getting the constructors. I don't think they've got it just yet, but yeah, they're very close. But yeah, a disappointing result for us then. But if you did enjoy the video, then a like would be appreciated, as well as any comments if you've got any thoughts on today's video. And I'll see you next time then. We'll be heading to the first of the triple Asian header at Motegi then. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.